Eli Manning led one of several inept defensive performances. Ron Jenkins at the first Sunday of the NFL season ended with a final flourish of one incompetence. Eli Manning tossed a useless throw in the direction of Brandon Marshall to the left flat, time running out as the ball bounced near the 30-yard line as the New York Giants trailed 193. Even if Marshall had caught the pointless pass, it would not have counted, because the Giants had not lined up properly and drew a flag. It marks both an endearing quality and a fitting cap to Sunday's offensive ineptitude. All day, teams flailed in attempts to form an offense, and not just those with unproven quarterbacks. 6 teams, the Giants, Bengals, Seahawks, Texans, 49ers and Colts, failed to crack double digits in points. It would be fair to give partial credit to good defense, but when teams fail to reach 10 points in fully half of Sunday's games, it represents an epidemic. How to explain the terrible offense out of the gate? The concern entering Week 1 centered on a quarterback shortage, and teams that started Scott Tolzien, Tom Savage and Brian Hoyer counted among the offenses unable to manage even a touchdown, extra point and a field goal. But then so did Eli Manning, Russell Wilson and Andy Dalton, 2 Super Bowl champions and an established starter. The proper explanation is an intractable issue. NFL football is too dangerous to responsibly prepare for, and the preseason is broken because of it. Offenses require more full-speed repetition than defenses. Wide receivers and quarterbacks need to hone precision and timing, and defensive lines require cohesion and coordination. Despite an industrial complex of OTAs and minicamps throughout the offseason, the risk of injury and collectively bargained practice constraints deter teams from full-speed, full-contact practices. Preseason games have become a joke, with entire first units playing together for scant reps or not at all. There's not a smarter way to do it, either. The risk of injury is too great. The Giants lost Odell Beckham Jr. for Week 1 to a knee injury he suffered in the third preseason game, and his absence turned their attack into a miasma of short passes and hopeless pass blocking. If anything, the Giants would have wished they had played their starters together less in the preseason. But the effect of properly conserving players for the regular season was evident in Week 1. Offensive lines were especially ill-prepared. The league has an offensive line crisis. Linemen are coming into the league from spread offenses that makes them specialize in short-burst pass blocking, and they do not receive enough full-speed practice to improve technique and coordination. The Giants, 49ers, Seahawks and Colts were the most embarrassing blocking units, but across the league quarterbacks were under extreme duress. It made for ugly football. It wasn't just teams with low point totals. The Packers got to 17 points only after cashing in after a turnover inside the Seattle 10, and they have Aaron Rodgers. The Redskins scored just 10 points on offense, needing a pick-six to reach 17. The Post's Jerry Brewer detailed Washington's inability to integrate new pieces. The problem is, there's no clear solution. It would be foolish and, in some cases, against CBA rules for NFL coaches to revert to a large slate of full-contact practices or to play starters for longer stretches in preseason games. Players are too big and too fast, and the risks are too steep. There's not a good way for offenses to prepare for an NFL season. The results showed Sunday. Greater than the primary theme entering the lackluster first Sunday was how the NFL had botched another summer off the field. Ezekiel Elliott played Sunday night for the Cowboys and gained 104 total yards in a game nobody knew had play in a week ago. Rick Mees was in Dallas to chronicle the awkwardness and enmity. Greater than if the Indianapolis Colts don't sign Colin Kaepernick, no one will. If starting Scott Tolzien in an NFL game can't shame a team into signing a viable starter from last season, then what could? The Post has a pretty cool Kaepernick tracker so fans see where he matches up against the 32 starting quarterbacks in the league. A career backup who's been in the league since 2012, Tolzien entered Sunday having attempted 128 passes and thrown 2 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He put on vivid display why he had not had a larger opportunity in the Colts' ghastly, 469 loss to the Los Angeles Rams. Tolzien completed 9 of 18 passes for 128 yards and threw 2 pick-sixes, both on woefully foolish and underthrown passes to the left sideline. The Colts hooked Tolzien for Jacoby Brissett, who had been the Patriots' third stringer before trading him to Indianapolis last week. The Colts' loss was a fiasco all around, as explained by the wonderful scorn of Indianapolis Star columnist Greg Duyell. Greater than among the pleasant developments of Week 1, few surpassed the immediate emergence of Chicago Bears rookie running back Tarik Cohen. A 5'6", fourth-round pick from North Carolina. Cohen ran 5 times for 66 yards and caught 8 passes for 47 yards and a touchdown. The secret's out, quarterback Mike Glennon said after the Bears' 2,317 loss to the Falcons. "We've seen that day in and day out," tight end Zach Miller said, but the Chicago Tribune's Brad Biggs, "He's a stud. There was every negative thing said about the kid coming out. Too small. Can't take a hit. Blah, blah, blah. Bala, I don't care about your size. He's special and he's going to be that way for a long time. Taking hit after hit. Getting up. That's a man right there. I love playing football for the dude because his game is infectious. He's a stud. You can't say anything else about the kid. Get Cohen on your fantasy team, and give thanks there's actually a compelling reason to watch the Bears play." Greater than Rodgers' record-setting streak of 250 passes without an interception ended against the Seahawks, when he threw a short pass into the gut of defensive tackle Nazaire Jones. The rarity of the pick highlights another incredible figure from Rodgers' career. Greater than rookie quarterback DeShone Kizer had an impressive debut for the Browns, completing 20 of 30 passes with an interception and a touchdown while rushing for another score. Cleveland kept it close but couldn't prevent the Steelers from winning, 2,118, for the 11th career victory for Ben Roethlisberger in Cleveland, which led to this remarkable factoid. Read more. J.J. Watt makes an emotional return for the Texans before injuring his finger. NFL Week 1 David Johnson injures wrist. Anthem protests continue and Odell Beckham Jr. sits. Eagles QB Carson Wentz makes spectacular plays. Big mistakes to begin year 2 for bad season openers. There's the Redskins and Browns and then everyone else.